The second major of the year arrived with high expectations. Bryson DeChambeau, the two-time U.S. Open champion, the man who once solved Pinehurst when no one else could, stood on the first tee at Aronimink. He was supposed to make a statement. With LIV Golf's future in doubt, with his contract expiring, with the golf world watching every move, this was his chance to remind everyone why he matters. Instead, he produced something no one expected. A nightmare. A 6-over par 76, his worst score to par ever in a PGA championship. His tee shot on No. 2 landed on the stairs of a hospitality tent. He told officials, "I'm so confused right now." On No. 8, he flubbed a pitch so badly the ball rolled back to his feet. The fans were stunned, the golf world is talking, and Bryson DeChambeau is running out of answers. This is Golf Untold. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The day started with hope. Bryson DeChambeau arrived at Aronimink Golf Club in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, with something to prove. He had missed the cut at the Masters in April. He had not contended in a major since his 2024 U.S. Open victory. But this course, a Donald Ross design that Ross himself considered his masterpiece, was supposed to suit him. DeChambeau had won at Pinehurst, another Ross course. He had apologized to the architect years ago for bombing and gouging his Detroit layout. He believed he could impose his artistry on Ross's canvas once again. Instead, the canvas fought back. Starting on the back nine, DeChambeau set the tone for his chastening start with a blunder on the par 4 11th. He flew his approach over the back of the green, leaving a near-impossible putt from the fringe that he almost sent over the other side of the putting surface. Bogey. He made 3 more bogeys before the turn. The train had left the tracks, and the only remaining question was the body count. The low point came at the par 3 8th hole. DeChambeau's tee shot sailed wide right. His ensuing chip flew over the green. His third shot was a chunk reserved for Thursday night men's leagues. When the ball finally found the hole, it was a double bogey 5, dropping the two-time major winner to a position on the leaderboard, shared only with club pros. DeChambeau looked skyward before marching to the 9th, that look every golfer knows when hope has abandoned you and the only thing left is survival. He birdied his closing hole, a small consolation, but walking off 18 with a 6-over par 76, he was mumbling about how poorly he'd played. It was his worst score to par ever in a PGA championship. Through 2 waves, he was 9 shots back and effectively a bystander. The fans who had packed Aronimink expecting to see the Bryson DeChambeau show saw something else entirely. A train wreck, a disaster. A start so unexpected that the golf world is still trying to process what happened.
There is a single moment from Thursday's round that captured the absurdity of Bryson DeChambeau's day. It happened on the 2nd hole. His drive, already struggling, flared wide right. So wide, in fact, that the ball came to rest on the stairs of a hospitality tent, directly beneath a sign that read, "Level Blue on the fairway." The ball clearly did not appreciate the irony. A referee was called. DeChambeau was granted a free drop under temporary immovable obstruction rules, but the exchange left him perplexed. "I'm so confused right now," he told officials as they went through the technicalities of the ruling. He was confused by the lie, confounded by the course, and increasingly questioning everything about his game. In a true twist, that horrible lie ended up being one of Bryson's best moments. After taking his drop, he produced one of his best shots of the day, finding the heart of the green to set up a birdie chance. Fittingly, the putt went past. He had to settle for par. It was a microcosm of his entire round, glimpses of brilliance swallowed by an inability to finish. The Associated Press captured the scene perfectly. DeChambeau splayed drives right and putts short, long, wide, and all about the tricky Aronimink greens. He averaged nearly 336 yards on his drivers. His driver was working, but every other department of his game was way off the standards he expects. His strokes gained approach ranked 100th, around the green 150th. putting 1/30th. In total, he lost nearly 4 strokes to the field, ranking T136th in strokes gained total. The only part of his game that functioned? The driver. And in a game where scoring happens from 150 yards and in, that was not nearly enough. The bad initials in his yardage book seemed to sum up his day. Here is the statistic that should worry Bryson DeChambeau more than any other. Thursday marked the 5th time he has shot 4 over par or higher over his first 9 holes in the first round of a major championship. He made the cut in only 2 of those instances, the 2018 U.S. Open and the 2021 Masters. The math is not in his favor. This is not a one-off bad day. This is a pattern that suggests that DeChambeau's game, for all its power and potential, is not holding up under the unique pressure of major championship golf. Johnson Wagner, the CBS Sports golf pundit, offered a blunt diagnosis. He blamed DeChambeau's dreadful opening round on his failure to cope in windy conditions. I don't think he's a very good wind player. He has a real issue bringing the flight down on shots. I think he's a very poor Open Championship player. Wagner also pointed to DeChambeau's equipment. The single-length irons that revolutionized his game on normal courses become a liability on the uneven lies of major championship layouts. With the single-length irons, it's why he doesn't play Augusta great, because there are too many lies that are uneven in those fairways, and when you have a wedge that's 6 iron length and the ball's above your feet, it's hard to choke down and adjust to that. The numbers support Wagner's analysis. DeChambeau has missed the cut in his last 5 Masters appearances. He struggled at the 2026 Masters, needing only a bogey on 18 to make the cut, and instead making triple. Now, at Aeronymik, he has produced his worst opening round in a PGA championship. The trend is unmistakable, and it raises a question that DeChambeau himself may not want to answer. Is his game, designed for bomb and gouge, fundamentally unsuited for the nuanced demands of major championship golf?
Paul McGinley, the former Ryder Cup captain and Sky Sports analyst, offered a different perspective on DeChambeau's struggles. He believes the problem is not just technical, it is mental, and it is rooted in the chaos surrounding DeChambeau's professional future. It's gotta be part of it, McGinley said when asked whether the LIV golf uncertainty is distracting DeChambeau. He missed the cut at the Masters as well, too. There is a lot going on with Bryson at the moment. McGinley revealed that DeChambeau has been told by his agent not to do any media. He has been trying not to put his foot in it, because he said a few things which have been very controversial. The media blackout at Aeronymik was not a choice, it was an instruction. DeChambeau declined to speak to reporters after his opening round, heading straight to the scoring tent, then storming through the parking lot to the driving range. The larger context is impossible to ignore. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund announced last month that it would end its funding of LIV golf after the 2026 season. DeChambeau's contract expires at the end of the year. He has been publicly arguing that the PGA Tour, a tour he sued, should welcome him back, while instructing everyone involved to check their egos. He has spoken about growing his YouTube channel and playing tournaments that want me. He has called the PGA Tour's potential penalties quite unfortunate considering what I could do for them. That is a lot of noise, and noise, as any golfer knows, is the enemy of focus. Him and John Rahm and the guys from LIV playing on the platform that LIV is, which is not as competitive as the PGA Tour, and the courses aren't as difficult as the PGA Tour, then having to elevate your game at major championships is a big jump. They get it 4 times a year when they are competing against the best players in the world, and I think that brings a lot of pressure with it. Despite the nightmare, there is another side to Bryson DeChambeau, a side that the fans still adore, a side that even on his worst days refuses to disappear. Not even his much derided and debated departure to LIV has dampened the enthusiasm for DeChambeau in his lethal driver. His tee shot on number 4 seemed to fly as high as the Goodyear blimp that flew overhead the hole. Fans rooted him on. He smoked that thing as he walked to find his ball. He draws an incredible crowd wherever he goes. He remains enormously popular. Casual fans adore him. Even the diehards who bristle at his act stay curious, waiting for the show. After he sank his final putt on the 6th hole, he turned and greeted all the young fans waiting along the green, high-fiving them as he made his way to the 7th tee box. Ludwig Aber joined in the fun. Ricky Fowler, his playing partner, did not acknowledge the kids, but the crowd acknowledged him anyway, shouting, "Come on, Ricky!" DeChambeau's day could have ended in bitterness. Instead, he made time for a young fan. That is the paradox of Bryson DeChambeau. He is the scientist who can't control his emotions, the bomber who can't hit a wedge, the villain who is also the people's champion. After signing his card, he went straight to the range. He plopped 2 buckets next to him and started swinging, stopping only to review video of his stroke recorded on an iPhone. When he emptied those buckets, he queued up a few more, as if somewhere in the bottom he might find his game. It was either penance or desperation, and from a distance, the two looked the same. The question now is whether he can find it. He tees off Friday afternoon, needing a round in the 60s just to have a chance at making the cut. The statistics say it's unlikely. He has only made the cut twice in similar situations, but statistics do not account for the human element, and Bryson DeChambeau, for all his flaws, is nothing if not human. My final take is this: the unexpected start stunned fans because it was not just bad golf. It was a window into something deeper, a player caught between worlds, between tours, between identities, trying to hold it all together. The staircase shot will be replayed for years, the double bogey on 8 will be analyzed, the missed putts will be counted, but the real story of Bryson DeChambeau at the 2026 PGA Championship is not about the score, it is about the man behind the score, and that man, for better or worse, is still the most fascinating figure in golf. This is Golf Untold. If you made it to the end of this video, you care about the real stories behind the game. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the moments that matter, and leave a comment below. Can Bryson DeChambeau bounce back on Friday, or is this the beginning of the end? I will see you in the next video. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.